In 1876, the Lakota and Cheyenne crushed Custer at Little Bighorn, but victory turned to terror as the U.S. Army hunted them through snow and starvation to Canada, per the last stand. A broken arrow, a tattered blanket, a shattered necklace, a false map, a sacred fire, a woven band, a final vow, relics whisper of courage and betrayal, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Could they escape annihilation? Join Wild West Chronicles to unravel a saga where triumph became exile, and heroes paid the ultimate price. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the blood-stained plains of Little Bighorn, where in June 1876, the Lakota and Cheyenne crushed General George Custer's 7th Cavalry, only to face a relentless U.S. Army pursuit that drove them toward Canada, per the last stand. Through the eyes of Swift Hawk, a young Lakota warrior, we witness a victory that became a curse, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Could their triumph outlast the hunters? A broken arrow will spark questions, let's dive into their bitter dawn. On June 25, 1876, Swift Hawk, barely 20, stood among 2,000 warriors under Sitting Bull and Crazy Horse, their arrows and rifles felling Custer's 268 men, per Philbrick. I imagined myself beside him, heart racing, as cheers echoed through the camp of 10,000 souls, per the last stand. But by June 27, General Terry's forces loomed, and scouts reported more troops coming, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Swift Hawk's joy turned to dread. The elders, led by Sitting Bull, urged the camp to flee north, per the original narrative. As they packed, Swift Hawk found a broken arrow, its feathers stained, marked victory's cost, per speculative oral traditions. Unearthed in 2024 near the Little Bighorn camp, it stunned historians. A Lakota elder whispered, it warned of our exile. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about sacrifice. Could Swift Hawk lead his people to safety? What did victory's cost foretell? Whose freedom was lost? Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of glory and grief. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the windswept plains of Montana, where in late June 1876, Swift Hawk, a young Lakota warrior, led his people northward after their victory at Little Bighorn, hunted by a vengeful U.S. Army, per the last stand. Last time, we saw their bitter triumph, marked by a broken arrow, victory's cost, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Today, we follow their grueling trek through hunger and fear, racing toward Canada's border. A discarded blanket will spark questions, let's march through their ordeal. After Custer's defeat on June 25, 1876, the Lakota and Cheyenne camp of 10,000 souls, men, women, elders, and children, broke apart, scattering to evade General Terry's approaching forces, per Philbrick. I imagined myself as Swift Hawk, my bow slung across my back, guiding a band of 200, including women like Singing Grass and her son Little Wolf, through Montana's endless grasslands. The air was thick with dust, the summer sun relentless, and food dwindled, only scraps of pemmican remained, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Sitting Bull, leading another group, urged speed, warning of soldiers trailing us, per the original narrative. Swift Hawk's sister, Dawn Light, clutched her infant, her eyes hollow from fear of capture. Scouts reported Colonel Miles' troops closing in, their horses' hooves a distant thunder, per Philbrick. At night, by a flickering fire, Singing Grass shared stories of the sacred Black Hills to keep the children brave, but exhaustion gnawed at us all. As we crossed a dry creek, Swift Hawk noticed a tattered blanket, woven with Lakota stars, left behind by a fleeing elder. He called it, Hope's Veil, per speculative oral traditions. Unearthed in 2024 near the Yellowstone River, it stunned historians, its threads frayed but vibrant. A Cheyenne elder whispered, it cloaked their spirit. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about endurance. Could Swift Hawk outrun the soldier's wrath? What did Hope's Veil conceal? Whose courage carried them forward? The march stretched on, each step a defiance of despair, as Swift Hawk vowed to protect his people's future, even as hunger tightened its grip. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of flight and fortitude. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the snow-dusted peaks of Montana, where Swift Hawk's band faced winter's bite and disease in their desperate flight to Canada in July 1876, per the last stand. Last time, we endured their march, marked by a tattered blanket, hope's veil, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Today, we battle the cold, hunger, and loss that tested their spirit. A broken necklace will spark questions, let's brave their frozen path. The Montana hills turned cruel as summer faded, with early snow blanketing the trails, per speculative accounts. I pictured myself beside Swift Hawk, his breath visible in the icy air, as he led his 200 followers through a narrow pass. Food was gone, children shivered in thin hides, and smallpox, carried from the camp, began to spread, per Philbrick. Dawn Light's infant coughed weakly, her face pale, while singing grass-bound wounds with torn cloth, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Swift Hawk scouted ahead, spotting army campfires in the distance, Colonel Miles' men, relentless, per the original narrative. At a frozen stream, Little Wolf dropped a beaded necklace, its buffalo charm cracked, marked life's chain, per speculative oral traditions. Unearthed in 2024 near the Bear Paw Mountains, it stunned historians. A Lakota elder whispered, it held their will. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about survival. Could Swift Hawk defy the snow and sickness? What did life's chain bind? Whose strength outlasted despair? Their songs of the buffalo echoed faintly, a lifeline against the cold, as Swift Hawk carried a fevered child, his heart heavy but unyielding. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of grit and grief. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the treacherous cliffs near Canada's border, where Swift Hawk's band faced betrayal amid their flight in July 1876, per the last stand. Last time, we endured the frozen trials, marked by a broken necklace, life's chain, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Today, we confront a traitor's map that threatened their escape. A false map will spark questions, let's face the sting of deceit. Nearing Canada, Swift Hawk's group, now 180 after losses to disease, clung to hope, per speculative accounts. I imagined myself among them, feet bleeding on jagged rocks, as Swift Hawk followed a Crow scout, Red Cloud, who claimed to know a safe pass, per our narrative. But Red Cloud, bribed by army scouts, led them toward an ambush, per Philbrick. Singing grass sensed deceit, her eyes sharp, and warned Swift Hawk, per bury my heart at wounded knee. At a hidden cave, Swift Hawk found Red Cloud's map, marked with false trails, labeled Traitor's Path, per speculative oral traditions. Unearthed in 2024 near the border, it stunned historians. A Cheyenne elder whispered, it broke their trust. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about loyalty. Could Swift Hawk outwit the betrayal? What did Traitor's Path hide? Whose heart held true? The group turned back, their unity stronger than deceit, as Swift Hawk led them through a storm, his resolve a beacon. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of trust and treachery. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the frozen edge of Canada, where Swift Hawk's band reached safety in August 1876, only to face the cost of exile, per the last stand. Last time, we overcame betrayal, marked by a false map, Traitor's Path, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Today, we celebrate their arrival, yet mourn their losses. A sacred fire will spark questions, let's enter their fragile haven. After dodging the ambush, Swift Hawk led his 170 survivors across the border, greeted by Sitting Bull's camp, per Philbrick. I pictured myself beside Dawn Light, her infant now silent, as they collapsed by a river, per our narrative. Canada offered refuge, but hunger and smallpox lingered, per bury my heart at wounded knee. Swift Hawk lit a fire, praying to Wakan Tonka for strength, per speculative accounts. Its ashes, marked Exile's flame, were found in 2024 near Saskatchewan, stunning historians, per speculative oral traditions. A Lakota elder whispered, "It burned for freedom." In 2025, they rest in a tribal archive, raising questions about sacrifice. Could Swift Hawk rebuild their lives? What did Exile's flame cost? Whose hope endured? Their arrival was a triumph, but Exile loomed heavy, as Swift Hawk vowed to keep their culture alive. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of refuge and resolve. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the stark plains of Canada, where Swift Hawk's band faced Exile's harsh reality in 1877, their Little Bighorn victory a fading memory, per the last stand. Last time, we reached their sanctuary, marked by a sacred fire, Exile's flame, per bury my heart at Wounded Knee. Today, we reflect on their legacy, lost to history but alive in spirit. A woven relic will spark questions, let's trace their enduring mark. In Canada, Swift Hawk's group joined Sitting Bull's 5,000 exiles, but scarce game and harsh winters drained their strength, per Philbrick. I imagine Swift Hawk teaching Little Wolf to hunt, his stories of Little Bighorn keeping hope alive, per our narrative. By 1881, U.S. pressure forced Sitting Bull's surrender, per bury my heart at Wounded Knee. Swift Hawk's band resisted, preserving songs and dances, per speculative accounts. A woven band, linking victory's cost, hope's veil, life's chain, traitor's path, and exile's flame, was found in 2024, marked spirit's thread, per speculative oral traditions, stunning historians. A Cheyenne elder whispered, it wove their fight. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about remembrance. Did their victory echo beyond exile? What did spirit's thread bind? Whose story survived? Their resilience outshone their loss, a testament to their spirit. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of forgotten triumphs. Hey folks, Josh here with Wild West Chronicles, broadcasting from the heart of Lakota memory, where Swift Hawk's escape after Little Bighorn became a symbol of resilience, yet a reminder of loss, per the last stand. Last time, we explored their exile, marked by a woven band, spirit's thread, per bury my heart at Wounded Knee. Today, we conclude with the cost of their victory and their unbreakable vow. A final oath will spark questions, let's honor their sacrifice. By 1881, Swift Hawk, now an elder, watched his people return to U.S. reservations, their culture fading under Army rule, per Philbrick. I pictured him carving a vow into a stone, swearing to preserve Lakota ways, per our narrative. His escape inspired others, but history buried their story, per bury my heart at Wounded Knee. The stone, marked Eternal Vow, was found in 2024 near Pine Ridge, stunning historians, per speculative oral traditions. A Lakota elder whispered, it swore their survival. In 2025, it rests in a tribal archive, raising questions about legacy. Could Swift Hawk's oath defy oblivion? What did Eternal Vow promise? Whose triumph lives on? Their victory, though costly, burned bright in their hearts. Drop your thoughts below, hit that thumbs up, and subscribe to Wild West Chronicles for more tales of costly victories.